This episode may include spoilers for Aquaman the Lost Kingdom. Please proceed with caution and viewer discretion is advised. Hello, people. Welcome to Fish Food. I'm your host, Ali.
And I'm your host, Schlub.
Today we're going to be talking about the best movie of all time, for sure. Wink, 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 wink. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Definitely the best. We're playing golf, right? Because 34% on Rotten Tomato is winning, correct?
Yep.
No.
It's just the best movie I've ever seen in my life.
Honestly, deserves a reward. For some reason the audience likes it, but I did not.
In fact, my friend, I hated the movie.
It was not good. The Amber Heard situation just made the entire romance thing that was supposed to be going on between Jason Momoa and Amber Heard feel fake. They did not put any scenes with them in it.
Genuinely, I think that the movie had 20 minutes of Amber Heard, which, spoiler warning, she is the main love interest, which I thought was.
They have a kid,
yeah, the dad got more screen time than she did.
The kid got more screen time than she did. I think the only thing we learn about the kid is that he's imperative to the revival of the Dark Lord, and that that he can beam fish.
Yeah, there was
the circle things,
the sonar blast or whatever,
and then Jason Momoa freaks out about it, and then they never mentioned it again.
And then I don't know if I liked the. I think that Black Manta getting the trident was cool, but the way that it ended made it feel very anticlimactic.
Yeah, no, they didn't hype it up enough. They acted like it was going to be a big fight, but they ended up just destroying the thing very easily. And then I think the main villain, the whole build-up, the guy was just killed within the first 30 seconds of him being on the screen.
Yeah, he got resurrected and then got one-tapped by a trident to the chest. He got double tapped.
Thrown at him. Yeah, no, he got his trident thrown at him, caught it, and then Jason Momoa
and then a second slower trident got thrown at him that he did not catch, in fact.
And then everyone just let it go away, like nothing happened, and then they acted like his brother is dead now, even though he was more imperative to the story than even Jason Momoa was, in my opinion.
Yeah, I felt like he did a lot more than that. And I mean, the movie is funny, I guess. It's definitely not on the level of some other action movies that I've seen.
Yeah,
it's not horrible.
The whole build-up in the first movie was fantastic. Actually loved the first movie because it all built up to one climactic fight that was great, and it was impending doom. But the entirety of this one, we had no clue what on earth was happening. What is the end goal here? They're in Antarctica, and they're in an ice capsule, and then they swim, and then they get attacked by dead people, and then they get a trident, and then they go and explore the sea, and oh no, global warming, and there's so many subplots.
Yeah. And then the very ending, when Atlantis and the rest of the world made a treaty, basically, I thought it was I don't know, I felt like they were trying to rip off the I Am Iron Man from that movie.
I am inevitable.
No. But I just felt like it wasn't the best. It was definitely. I don't think it was the worst one that I've seen, because Quantum Mania, I can't even put into words how bad that movie was.
On topic of bad movies, the Marvels movie, all of the new movies surrounding Captain Marvel, because that's the only character that they haven't milked the ever-loving crap out of them. Like,
Yeah.
they've just made so many movies. I feel like it's overdone now.
Yeah,
I don't know.
there's definitely way too many. I don't know.
The Flash movie did surprisingly well.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, I'm seeing that it got an 83% audience rating. Yeah, no, wait. One more thing about Aquaman. It got an 82% audience score. What were people scoring?
Yeah. Like, wait.
I love the
how
one
did
scene
what?
where they just screamed into the ether because the dad almost died. He didn't even die.
Oh my god, Jason Momoa is so hot.
Yeah, no, my favorite scene was them screaming forever, and then it faded into darkness, and then they blew up some things. That was my favorite scene.
Yeah. And like that movie lasting like 2 hours is crazy to me.
Yeah, it's 2 hours and
It's
4 minutes long.
2 hours of talking with action scenes that barely do anything towards the plot.
I know. Oh my gosh. Have you been seeing all the YouTube videos of like the North Sea and
No.
how I don't know why it's in my YouTube feed, but like the North Sea and how dangerous it is. I don't. It's just like any
what
other
are you
ocean.
what are you watching, bro?
No, it just got recommended to
I
me one day. I clicked on it. It was like, "What pirates are still in
I
the North Sea?"
the North Sea is quite a beast. Like, bro's watching pirate stuff, bro.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, no, breaking news. I don't know when this was, but breaking news apparently senators unveil border deal and foreign aid package for Ukraine and Israel ahead of key vote. I don't know what that means, but they're going to give Ukraine and Israel something
Fire.
ahead
I
of
think
key vote.
I think that's just gonna key vote. I'm assuming that's
Presidential input.
well, they're not a part of the U.S. Ellie.
Like it's saying that the senators of like the United States, that's what it's applying, are giving care packages to Ukraine and Israel ahead of a key vote. I don't know what key vote, but
Oh, I'm assuming it's just after they voted on it, they're giving military supplies to both of them because both of them are currently still in war with Russia and
their respective countries.
yeah, their own respective feuds.
Yeah. Another thing, like literally right now, heavy rains and high winds are causing flooding, downed trees, and a number of power outages in Northern Carolina. California, not Carolina. California.
You stupid idiot.
Reading, guys, reading. Oh, no, I don't know. That's interesting. Global warming. Fun stuff.
I love global warming, man. It's my favorite.
It's my favorite pastime.
My favorite pastime is global warming.
Okay, I just scrolled down on the Aquaman thing, and there's just three pictures of Jason Momoa. The same picture 3 times in a row.
Hmm. Oh, I see Jason Momoa, the migration movie Bird, and then Jason Momoa.
So these are all like the movie things. Those are like the movie
Oh, I
banners
see,
you
I
see.
see, I see.
Protect, avenge,
The tide is turning.
redeem.
The depths are calling. Will you answer?
This isn't even like a thing. This is just behind the scenes footage right here. This isn't a movie banner at all. It's Jason Momoa making a goofy face while fighting uh whatever manta black manta.
Black
Not
Winter.
wrong. Yeah, no, there's just pictures of movie scenes here.
fire.
I don't know how to feel about this. How does this contribute to the banners?
Bro, did I tell you what happened today?
No, no. What happened?
Okay, so for context, my little sister has her friends over right now.
Mhm.
And before we started recording, they needed me to go do like a couple of things for them because I'm apparently the only one capable of doing it.
And then you
So
were like, wasn't your sister like, I could beat you up?
so my sister was I think my sister when she's around her friends kind of gets a little like
Aggressive.
she like a little mean for no reason.
Yeah.
So she was like, "Yeah, I could beat you up, and your forehead gets sweaty when you wear your headsets, and I just feel
Me
them."
too, dude.
First off, why are you touching my headsets after I use them?
Feel them?
That is that was like the most random, out of pocket thing I've ever heard in my life.
Your headsets get dirty and messy, and I feel them.
And I feel them, but what? But anyway, and then she was talking like to her friends about how I could beat her, or like how she beat me in a fight one time, which never happened. I don't know what she's
Yeah,
talking about
and then like,
because
didn't you do another thing to your older sister that like would prove otherwise?
all right, to keep that story short, we were at Cold Stone, and my sister was like standing next to me, and
She's 18. She's like older than us, and
older than she's 18, older than us. So we were standing at Cold Stone, and me and her were talking, and then she fake shoved me. So then I fake shoved her, and then like I was like keeping my fist in the air as a like, oh, I'm gonna hit you, like pretending. And then she shoved me again, and then natural instinct, and then I punched her directly in the face.
and then like you went to the doctor, and they said that you almost fractured her
Almost
nose.
fractured her nose.
So
But
I'd like to see your little sister fight.
yeah, so getting back to that,
Not actually, but like
so getting
funny.
back to that, she by the way, my little sister for context is like between was like 8, 9 ish. So was talking about this, her and her like two little friends were laughing, and then she started like I was trying to set up Mario Kart because that's what they wanted to play, but she kept like kicking me, and I've okay, I've been doing wrestling for about like 4 to 5 years now.
Yeah, about as long as we've been friends.
Yeah, and I'm not too good. Like I'm on my school's like team, but I'm definitely probably not one of the top ones. But when there's a little 8-year-old kicking you, it's not that hard to get them and throw them onto the couch. So I did that. And then her other friends were talking about how when I threw her, I accidentally hit her leg. So they were gonna like tell their dad, and I was gonna get in big trouble.
Big trouble.
And
Oh
I said,
no!
"Oh, what? No, 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 no!"
Oh,
But
big trouble! No!
no, dude, you can't do this to me. Um,
Snitch.
so then I, so then I put down the controllers and left because I was not gonna deal with that.
And then you came and recorded, which was the
And
better decision.
and then I started recording.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, no, I don't know. I heard you say, "Well, I could beat you up because I'm a brown belt in Taekwondo or karate
Oh
or
yeah, she
something."
was talking about how she was a brown belt in karate. Not my little
I
sister, her
just
friend.
Oh, I was just thinking, uh-huh.
Hmm.
It makes a difference here.
It's not like there's a, oh, I don't know,
Second degree
height,
black belt just sitting here.
height and weight gap. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, and there's not just somebody who's sitting here like, yep, brown belt.
Uh
Impressive, you're like halfway there.
huh. Cool, cool. She was talking to me like she thought she was better than me.
And then you were like, you just saw what I did to my sister, right?
You just saw I grab my sister and basically suplexed her onto the couch.
Ugh.
What's the problem?
I don't I don't know. I have a story that has no relevance to what we're talking about. It's the big
No,
accident.
what are you talking about?
I'm gonna call it the big accident. It was just
The
like
big accident?
it's a series of unfortunate events. Oh, I don't know how old I was. I think I was like 7 or 8. Be wrong. I was 7 or 8.
Hmm.
My friend had gotten 2 ATVs for Christmas. One didn't work because
Uh-huh.
it got cold stalled because it was January, and so they never. It was like this summer takes place. This story takes place over the summer, but
Hmm.
the one of the ATVs cold stalled in the winter, and they could never get it to function right again. So there was one ATV. We were riding around the cul-de-sac and going around, like just, and we would switch off. I was
Yeah.
wearing flip flops, shorts, and a short sleeve shirt, and a football helmet.
What?
It was the only helmet he had.
Only protect. No, you'll be fine. Just put on this. Put on this football helmet.
He didn't have any football pads, which probably would have made it better in a way. I didn't get concussed, at least. This is why you wear your
That.
helmet, people.
Yeah, that's
So
nice. I guess.
fast forward a few minutes. I'm driving, and I decided to like max the ATV. It's like a junior's ATV. It goes 10, 20 miles per hour at maximum.
Yeah.
And I decide that it's gonna turn, and I need to turn right this moment. And so I turn, and since my center of mass is over the middle instead of the front, I
Uh huh.
roll, but I've hit a curb, and so the bike just, or not the bike, the ATV just slides with me as I'm sliding on my right hip for like, I want to say 5 feet.
Hmm.
Nothing hits me. And then I realize that nobody heard or saw what happened because my friend had turned around in the garage. His dad was mowing the lawn, and so you could not hear a thing, see a thing. And
So you
so
were just dying out.
I decided that I had to scream as loud as I could. And I screamed so loud, in fact, that my parents heard me from inside of the house. Now, while we were like right in our backyard,
Hmm.
they came rushing out, picked me up off the ground, took me inside. There was like a massive gash in my hip. Just massive. Like, I had
It's just
pebbles all up and
gone.
down my arm. My leg was kind of broken. My hip was the main point of destruction. I want to say the
Bro.
amount of blood that was on my hip was the size of an apple. I don't know. It might be
Oh,
exaggeration because I was like 7, but
bro, bro took an entire chunk out of his hip.
I do. I still have a chunk of my hip missing. But fast forward again. I am going to this summer camp during the day on weekdays, and we're doing activities like rock climbing and mountain biking. Mountain biking is the specific one that ruined everything.
Yeah.
But mountain biking is on Thursday. I have an entire week. I did this on Sunday. Like, I flipped this ATV on myself on a Sunday. And so I had an entire week of summer camp to get through, which we already paid for, so I had to go. I had to get through it with bad injury on hip, arms, and legs, like all one side. I think I don't remember what Monday was. Monday was probably just orientation. Tuesday was canoeing. Wednesday was rock climbing, and by Thursday there were scabs on the wounds, and so I could take the
Uh,
massive amount of bandages that I had off without everything just exploding.
yeah.
I want to blame my mom for jinxing me because that morning of the mountain biking trip, she said,
Hmm.
"Now don't rip these back open." And then I was like, "Don't worry, I won't do anything dumb and everything will go to plan." We get there and we're asked to try and test out our mountain bikes just to see how they feel, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, that's
And
standard practice.
and I never really realized, but until that day, I always used the front brakes, and the front brakes were not functional on this bike. Or no, wait,
Ah.
it didn't have front brakes. It had only rear brakes.
Oh. Oh.
And so
Perfect.
I had to retrain myself to use the back brakes, and I was doing that pretty well. But there was a slight mishap when maybe this bike did. I don't know what happened to this bike. It was bad. It was faulty. It did not work. The brakes
Uh,
on that bike barely worked.
oh,
I want to
great.
say this bike has been loved as like generously as possible, has been loved, and the brake disc is thinner than a penny.
Bro.
I'm but I'm surprised the bike didn't explode. I'll get to that. But I we go up this mountain. It's not long. It's like a mile ride, and then we're going to come back for lunch. And I'm leading the group because I was nervous about breaking my like scabs open, my wounds open again
Yeah,
because I didn't want
your
to like
horrible,
crash
horrible
in
runes.
my murder wounds. Um I didn't want to break those open, so I was nervous the entire way down. But I saw a kid on the way up get air because he hit like a jump, and I was like, that was sick. So I was in front of everyone because I was riding next to a counselor and we were talking because I'm very social. We were
Uh,
talking, and as we come up to, it's a massive hill to get back down to like the parking lot and the place we were going to eat lunch. And so it's a massive hill, and there is this jump. Very clear,
yeah.
very good. I go for it. What I didn't account for was the like massive crack in the ground that was bigger than my bike tire that I put my bike tire into when I jumped. I jumped, everything went into slow motion. I go down, my bike tire gets lodged, and instead of just like jumping off the bike and bailing, I decided to try and ride it because I'm
Mm,
smart.
because you're a smart a smart kid.
Smart 7-year-old that thought he was invincible. And then ground humbled me very quickly.
Just
Rotated the rotated the front tire as if that was gonna do anything but send me flying. And I did. I flew over head over handlebars down this massively steep hill. Like the only thing that was stopping me from just lying there and letting everyone that was coming down that hill run me over was self-preservation. I was wearing a backpack, and this backpack had fallen like 3 feet in front of me down this hill. I got up, everything was reopened, and if not more things were added to injury.
oh yay.
Specifically on my arm, because this time I protected my hip by putting, like Captain America style, my arm with no shield this time. Like, no shield,
No,
just my
nothing
arm
there.
down,
Just my arm.
slid down on my arm, pebbles everywhere. But I had this backpack. I had to pick it up and scramble. Like scramble is a fun term to use. I just shambled off to the side and then collapsed. Just,
to
I wasn't
prevent
crying.
getting to prevent getting absolutely demolished.
There's like 12 7-year-olds behind me. And I was under a big enough jump that my tiny 7-year-old body would not have been seen. All I know from the camp counselor's perspective is that uh, past that point, I don't remember much. It was just so much adrenaline that everything flew by.
Uh-huh.
Like, I think the camp counselor was like, "Yo, bro, you took a nasty fall. Let's get you up."
Damn, man, gnarly crash.
He did. He sounded like that. That
like
was
a
the
like a
guy.
action video game character.
Yeah, and then he takes me off to the side where we're gonna eat lunch. We're going to eat lunch. Everyone else ate lunch in the parking lot, as I had to get wiped down with alcohol wipes because I was covered in blood. But
Uh,
just
it was just a
and
light stumble.
I
My entire side of my arm was just gone.
yeah.
No
So they
biggie.
didn't have bandages for some reason, like the big kinds. They had the tiny little boo boo cut bandages.
Like when you get like a
Not the bandages you need for a 3-inch hole in your hip.
yeah.
So
No,
unless
we'll just put 50 on there. It'll be fine.
they had these tiny little bandages, which I passed up. I put like 15 on my arm, and I called that good. My leg was irrecoverable. I was just gonna have to hobble. They had tiny little bandages and massive gauze pads, and so I just took one of those and held it to my hip for the entirety of the ride back to the camp. Oh, and
You were
apparently,
still riding your bike.
no, not the bike. The bike, let's just say, was no longer a bike.
what? What happened to the bike?
But yeah, I tried to bail beforehand and not throw myself off before the jump. I tried to brake before the jump. The
Uh
brakes didn't function, if you remember correctly. And so I went off this jump fully unprepared.
huh.
And but we go back to the camp, and apparently my mom got a call from this camp counselor. It was like, "Yeah, man, your son took a gnarly fall, dude. He acted so cool though. Super chill kid."
He was super chill about it. Your son died. My bad.
I didn't cry apparently the entire time. Little kid adrenaline must have been pumping. I got home, we got in a bath because I was just covered in blood still.
He just
And
absolutely drenched. Like you just came back from like skinning an animal.
yeah, all the adrenaline was gone and the pain hurt so bad. The pain hurt so bad.
It hurt.
It hurt real bad. But
Fun fact: when you crash and lose a chunk of your hip, it hurts.
it hurts. So that was my story of how I destroyed my hip. Oh yeah, and then the next summer I got a skateboard for my birthday, and so I decided to ride it. I hit you might know, Schlub, in my neighborhood there's the medians have grass patches in
Yeah,
between
yeah,
some
yeah,
splitting sidewalks.
yeah,
Like the sidewalk split from 2 to 1 to 2.
yeah.
I hit one of those grass patches as it was going from a conversion from 2 to 1. I hit it so hard that it's like a 15-foot grass patch. I missed the entire thing and just went into the gravel.
Oh, I would just love to see that.
But luckily, I was stopped by those prickly tall grasses that you.
Oh, I love those ones.
That hurt pretty bad.
Yeah.
Of any incidents like that one, ones where you got brutally injured,
where I horribly lost a chunk of my hip. I don't know.
not like that.
Oh, I do have one. So
One, no.
me and a couple of my other friends were gonna go to the skate park, because winter just ended and we've been wanting to go for a while, but we haven't had the excuse. And then summer break hit, and we were like, okay. So we were all getting ready, and I was gonna bring bandages because I usually do. Because when we go, we all like to just try something different. So, like, for example, the first time I went, I just learned how to drop in, and then the second time, I was just gonna learn how to do a basic rolling trick.
An ollie.
And all, yeah, an ollie. I think I was just learning how to do a what's it called? Pop shove it. But anyway, so I usually bring bandages because when you're trying something, usually you're gonna have at least one big like crash that makes it feel like you've just exited life.
Yeah.
Like like when I was dropping in. I think it was like my third time and I did it, but I wasn't committing and leaning in far enough, so the board rolled out of me and I just dropped on my back into like a like a 5 feet deep pool. And just am I okay?
Sounds of death increase.
Let's just say that I took like a 30-minute break. But I usually bring bandages for stuff like that.
Right.
This time I was like, oh, I don't really need them because all I'm gonna be practicing is rolling on ramps. So I doubt that I'm gonna like horribly die and crash into a pole.
Foreshadowing.
Let's just say I needed them. So we got
Is
to
this
this.
the one with the kid?
Yes.
Okay. Just had to make sure.
So we got there, and the skate park I go to is next to a rec center that is more meant for adults. So the skate park is right outside with a park next to it. So this skate park is almost notorious for little kids that shouldn't be where they are.
Like, not.
Like I'm not.
What he
I'm not
means
even.
by
I'm not
parents
even.
not paying attention.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not even talking about scooter kids. Honestly, that park has more scooter kids than skaters, and they're all like super chill. But
We're talking like the neglectful
I'm talking.
parents.
I'm talking like the parents that don't care, and their little kids are just running around the skate park.
Not on anything.
Not on anything, just running
around.
around. So what happened was I was doing a line because there's these two like trapezoid type ramps, and I went up one, flat, down the other, up one, flat, down the other, and I did it, but I was like, I want to end this with a pop shove it because I like just learned it, and I think it'd be like cool to do my first chain. So I get ready, I'm hyping myself up. My friends are. I actually don't remember what they were doing. I think they were.
Weren't they sitting
I think
watching? Like,
I think two were, but I do remember someone said they were gonna go get lunch because not that far away, like maybe like a 10-minute walk, there was a gas station with a McDonald's next to it. So two of them were just kind of chilling watching because they were tired because they are definitely better than me and were dropping into the super super deep pool. So they were watching. I was hyping myself up because one thing about skating is you have to get over the mental barriers. Because if you don't, you'll just kind of not commit to anything.
just. I'm gonna. Wait, no, I don't want to.
No, I don't. I don't want to.
Like
I don't.
It's gonna be the mountain biking incident where I couldn't really commit to the jump, and so I tried to brake and found out the brakes did not work.
Yeah, the whole thing is the way I like thinking about it is you always have to be ready. Like you have to basically kind of expect you're gonna crash.
Yeah.
Because you can say that you're gonna do it, but when you start to do it, you feel like you're not gonna you are like, oh, I actually don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it, but you're already like way too committed.
You're already way too.
You're already halfway down the pipe. But anyway, so I was hyping myself up. I push off. I go up the first one, flat, down the second one, Now, this is where I have a lot of speed. Now, the way that this is set up is that the next one goes flat, but it like kind of curves off because there's a grass area with the lampposts because those are meant for illuminating the skate park at night. So I went up and I saw two little kids playing tag where I was going way too fast to brake, playing directly in front of where I was about to go. So it went flat. I was like, I was just, it was just bad. And then I went down. They saw me. And you know when little kids get scared, they kind of just stand still?
Deer in headlights.
Yeah. Let's just say that happened. So I had to swerve out of the way because I'm not trying to get yelled at by a parent who wasn't watching their kid. Proceeded to hit the lip that goes from concrete to grass and go like face first into a lamppost. I laid on the ground. I thought I died. I genuinely thought I was dead. I was so lightheaded and everything was like ringing. But I came to, I looked down, there was blood
Nah,
all
the
over
ringing
my
was
shirt.
just the lamp pole, like the gong of your head against the lamp pole.
But there was blood all over my shirt because when I hit it, I fractured my nose, which caused it to just profusely bleed everywhere.
That's what noses do when they're exploded.
And then the parent had the audacity to yell at me while I was lying on the ground dying that I should look at where I'm going.
That I had a similar parent experience with a ice skating thing.
Hmm.
As of recently, over the holidays, I went ice skating with my cousin. It's unimportant to the story that I was with my cousin, but still, I
Yeah.
went ice skating, and I go and I'm skating around, and there's these two girls that are doing a thing for some reason that one of them is using a pusher, and one of them knows how to skate, I think, kind of, and it's trying to help the other one learn.
Yeah.
But for some reason, these girls needed to get over, if they were on the left side, and they needed to get over to the far right side immediately. And I was skating kind of down the middle because everyone was skating off to the side near the walls so they could grab the walls, and I was skating around them in the middle. I know how to
Yeah.
ice skate, and I'm cool.
Yeah.
And I'm not good at it. I'm just I can
I'm
do
just,
it.
I can do it.
And this is the perfect example of me not being good at it because I'm not good enough to stop. Like I'm good enough to fall on my butt and skid to a stop. I'm not good enough to like hockey slide stop. Um,
Yeah.
So, because usually what occurs is I hockey slide and then fall straight on my face because momentum. Um, so I decide that the best course of action, because they're gonna cut me off, is to fall on my butt and slow down as much as possible, and so I don't flip this little girl's heels off with these razor blades on my feet.
Uh-huh.
Pick her up. The only one in danger in this situation was the girl on the outside that was helping the girl with the pusher. So I pick her
Hmm.
up and put her down immediately, just so I don't clip her ankles. Put her down, and then I'm like, "Are you okay?" She was like, "Yeah, are you good?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good. I just don't want to hit you.
I just didn't want to kill you.
I just didn't want to run you over." And I was like, "We good? You good?" And like the little girl with the pusher didn't say anything. The little girl on the outside was like, "Yep, we're good."
Yep, I'm fine.
and and then as I'm skating past, I had to restrain every nerve in my body to keep from turning around from this parent who had the audacity to say, "You need to be more careful of them." I had
You,
to
what are you doing?
just restrain myself to not just turn around and flip them off. So I skated past, and that was the end of the story. I got cut off by 2 little girls. The little girls were nice, realized that they had done something wrong, apologized, thought we were good. Parent had to intervene.
Yeah. Bro, there's so many. There's especially not saying where we are, but where we are, there's so many like privileged people who think that they deserve to be right, like always.
Yeah, like I have to get the final word in, otherwise I didn't win.
Yeah, like the like the last laugh or something, bro.
Yeah.
And especially since the crowd I hang out with. Okay, so I
They're not the
was
worst people, but they're kind of sketchy sometimes.
yeah. But okay, so for example, right next I'm in a band. It's called Kill Switch, and I'm the drummer in the band. And right next to where we go rehearse, there's a Target. So we practiced our set, and then we were going into the Target because what else were we gonna do for like another 30 minutes? Because we already practiced everything.
Mhm.
And I understand that we're teens in a Target kind of messing around. And I get that it's
Mhm.
not the best image. But what happened was it was me, the bassist, and the guitarist. I think both of our singers were doing something else.
Mm.
Cause we have the the clean singing, and then we have like the metal screaming
Oh yeah.
singer. One of them is a girl, one of them's a guy. The metal screaming's a guy. So I think they were both doing something, but me, the bassist, and the guitarist were in the like little kids toys section,
Mhm.
and we were kind of messing around with like the stuff there.
Yeah.
As we were going to the next aisle, we just see this like other lady that was in the aisle like rushing her kid to find something. And I
Mhm.
just thought personally that they were gonna just go to, you know, like go to a different section, or like they just needed to leave real quick. Because it was kind of like it was that walk that like they had somewhere to be.
They were on a mission.
Yeah, a mission. So we were chilling. We went to the next aisle, which was the video game aisle, because we were gonna
Mhm.
look. We were just looking at like what else are you gonna do in Target. So we were looking around, and then an employee comes up to us who is like, "Hey, we're gonna have to ask you to leave because this lady says you were making a bunch of noise and that you threatened her." Which, first off, you were on the other side of the aisle. Like, I get that we might have been loud,
Yeah.
but I did not come close to you at all. But we didn't want to get banned because next time we have rehearsals, what else are we gonna do for the next 30 minutes?
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, we'll leave. And as we were like about to leave, I saw her and she had the like biggest grin on her face. Like
Mhm.
she just like accomplished like the hardest task that has ever been tasked.
Hate women like that. Mean people.
So we proceeded to 180 from the exit, asked the employee if it was okay if we get Starbucks, and he said yes. And she followed us the like rest of the time we were getting things. Like she saw that, she stopped smiling and just started like she wasn't even sneakily, she was literally just like going to where we were going. So
Because the lady had to have the last laugh and
because
be
she
like,
had
"Haha,
she
I
had
got
to
them
have
kicked
the
out."
last laugh. So we
Howdy,
left.
teenagers.
Yeah, so we left and we were getting the Starbucks. Um Apparently she was on a mission because she also found our both singers of the band, and she got them kicked out too. And when we asked what happened, she was like, "Yeah, no, we were just looking at the makeup aisle because I wanted to get something." And she just came over and started like talking to us about how there's so many no good teens in this town. And then she called for a manager to come get us. But
What?
so we just left because we didn't want to deal with it.
What?
Like
Huh?
what?
You know, I'm okay with someone saying enough is enough when teenagers are being rowdy. I
But
like
we weren't even like doing that. I understand why she would probably get us kicked out
you
because I
guys
get
are
it. It's
loud. And,
three guys talking in the kids section of the
yeah,
toy
right.
aisle.
But just
But
two people
the
looking
other
at
two,
makeup.
yeah, the two other two casually looking at makeup.
I don't understand some people. Uh, the skeptical side of me wants to say that there was more to the story, but the logical side of me is like, no, this woman's just mean.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely could see why we got kicked out, and I don't know if they weren't telling the truth about why, but but just knowing them, I have a feeling it wasn't because of that. Like they had like, I feel like they were genuinely shopping, but they might have just been talking too loud.
Teenagers
But
do that.
the amount of, well, yeah, with their teenage, they don't know. Like we don't know that much better. Like we
Yeah.
understand, but when you're with your friends, it's kind of a different story.
Yeah.
But I don't. I just don't get why she had such an agenda to get us.
Where did she find the two singers either?
That's what I'm saying. I think she was just searching for every teenager in there because we rode in the same car, but we went into two different entrances because we wanted to go look at that stuff, and they actually like because they're dating, they actually needed to get stuff.
I
But it
don't
was
know.
like,
I think we're reaching our time.
oh yeah, oh we are actually.
Like time limit is up. But you can finish your sentence. I think I just wanted to
Yeah,
get it out
but
there.
yeah, I don't. I think there's just way too many people that are like super like protective of teens and like what they should and shouldn't be able to do. And like I don't know.
I would understand if someone was doing
Anyway,
something wrong, but
Aquaman, Lost Kingdom. Bad movie.
worst movie ever. That definitely was the entire episode topic. Talking about
Yeah, it was that's exactly what we did. We did that for the
because
entire episode.
I remember when Aquaman got thrown into a pole at thousands of miles an hour and also fell
And
off a
almost
mountain
hit a
bike.
kid.
I remember this.
I remember when
Little
Jason
did they
Momoa.
know the spoilers were.
I remember when Jason Momoa got kicked out of Target.
Yeah, I remember when they got launched. I remember this. Anyways, thank you all so much, so much for listening to the first episode. Make sure to go follow us on our gaming channel, Allyway Gamers. I'll leave that link in the description of this video. But yeah, we don't have any other streaming platforms. It's just going to be on YouTube for now. If that changes, we'll update. But
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed. I hope it doesn't sound too odd after editing. And say goodbye to the third person in the call. It's mysterious.
You don't want to know why he's in the call.
No. Anyways, thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.